everybody. It's Dustin.
And Rita.
Welcome back. Yeah, hi Sunny. Welcome back for more I Would Camp That. Really excited to share this video with you today. We've got our little adventure cat in training. She hasn't been out in a little bit, so she's a little skittish. But what we've really been wanting to do is we've had Sunny appear in a number of videos, and we'd love to share with you the story of how Sunny came into our lives. We call it Sunny's origin story. So it was back in summer of 2019. We had just gotten the Canopy, just started truck camping. Had honestly, I could count on my one hand the amount of times we'd been out. The rig was nowhere near what it is now. We were very inexperienced. We were still living in southern Alberta, camping at one of our local spots, just in a paid campground. And on that fateful night, Rita said that she wanted to go for a drive and play some Pokemon Go on her phone. So I accommodated. We went for a drive to the nearby town of Picture Butte, Alberta. And yeah, Rita, if you want to chime in with what happened next.
So we're driving along a dead-end road. On one side, a couple houses, on the other side, the railway yard. So you can imagine gravel, open spaces. And we just did a turnabout, checked for Pokemon, and this was after the height of the craze of Pokemon Go. But we were just checking it out, turned around, started go back the way we came. This little gray potato with legs runs across the road in front of the vehicle. And it's a good thing that, one, we turned around when we did, and that it was such a slow road, nobody else was there in the evening. There was nobody else to witness this little thing run across the road. And I remember Dustin literally pumped the brakes, and we stopped to look at each other.
Mm-hmm.
That is too small to be out on its own.
Yeah, I remember that very clearly.
And then Dustin was treated to me being crazy and bailing out of the vehicle to go chase after this thing.
Yeah.
So, cats can run pretty fast, but when their legs are this big, it's not that fast, so.
I remember we cornered her in this one spot. It was a house, and there was like a
sunken basement door.
Yeah, like a cellar entrance or something. And we tried cornering her, and I tried to grab her, and she ran right past me. And that was when she ran to the yard with the, there was like an attachment for a tractor with a bunch of like landscaping blades.
Yeah, there was a gravel lot full of agricultural equipment, either for rent or for hire or something. And yes, a giant rake. So you can imagine how much space this thing took up with giant teeth. And this tiny little thing got behind the rake. And Dustin obviously was wearing big heavy boots, and she was watching him with these big boots. And I told him, Dustin, just keep idly walking back and forth 2 feet, because she's watching your shoes. And I went around back quietly, and she was watching those big boots clumping back and forth. And I reached in through the teeth of the rake, and she was so small, I intended to grab her by the scruff of the neck like you're supposed to, but she was so darn small, my hand literally overshot and her entire ribcage fit in my hand. That's how small she was. Now, of course, she hissed and tried to bite me. It was like a mosquito bite. But I'm just holding this thing, and I fold her up like a little pretzel. And I'm like, okay, we got her. Now what? We were obviously not intending to do a cat rescue at that moment. The only thing I had with me was my pajamas. So we wrapped her up in the top of my pajama shirt and sat in the cab like, what do we do next? I was ready to run back to town and start taking care of her, but Dustin really wanted to get his next night of camping in.
Call me shocked. Well, my thinking was she didn't appear to be in any kind of serious medical distress. We had her. We didn't really know what we were going to do with her. We had no plans on even keeping her. I mean, you can obviously see how that turned out. But we went home, got the cat carrier, made sure she had some kitten food and some water and some litter. I believe she was so tiny, we used a Boston Pizza food container.
Pizza takeout box. That was her first litter box.
Yeah. So basically we made sure that she had the stuff she needed. We went back out to the campsite, and she just stayed in the carrier. We hung out with her, made sure that she was getting lots of pets when she would let us pet her. lots of attention. I even took my big brown coat and put it over the carrier to make sure that, like, it wasn't really a cold night, but just to make sure that she had some insulation and all that.
We were looking at some charts to try to determine how old she was. Now, of course, if she was malnourished or anything, that would have set her back developmentally, but we figured, and the vet confirmed later, she was probably 5 weeks old. That is too young to be away from mom. Weaned, she didn't need milk anymore, but generally they're still with their cat family and not ready for adoption at that age. She was too small to be out on her own.
So we had a great night camping. The following weeks, we did take our little potato baby to the vet to get her checked out. We kept her quarantined in the apartment we were in. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, so we had her in this room. We'd go in and spend some time with her and then give her time to just, you know, have time by herself. She's so skittish. She's still quite skittish, very jumpy. So at this point, as you can probably guess, we were getting pretty attached to her, but I did remind Rita we need to wait for vet results to come back, just in case she has something irreversible that could be a problem for the other cats. Our intention was, if we didn't keep her, we were going to make sure that we'd do our best to make sure that she got a good home. Thankfully, all she had, I think she had a bad case of ear mites.
Very bad case of ear mites. That helped us determine that she was truly a stray. She had ear mites at all stages of life, from bug larva to adults, which means that she had them since she was born. If somebody had owned her at one point, she was never taken care of.
So she came back with, other than those issues, which were all very treatable, she was otherwise a young, healthy cat. One of my favorite memories, and it's interesting because, yeah, we found Sunny camping. Now we take her out camping with us. But there's also this ball toy, this ball track toy that we put it in a YouTube short on our channel a while ago. That's like her favorite toy. But when she was super young, she was terrified of this toy. I'd spin the ball. She was fascinated by it, but she was also just terrified of it. I had to take the ball out of the track and I'd just roll it along the floor for her. And she'd watch it, but as soon as it like touched her paw, she would like jump up in the air and run off and hide.
I mean, the ball was the size of her head almost, so yeah, she would watch it spin, but if it touched her, she'd run away.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's her favorite thing in the world. Since that fateful day, we've had her almost 3 years. Her birthday's coming up. We've been on camps and day trips, and she's been in some short videos just kind of showing her life at home. She's been a delightful addition to our family, and we're looking forward to having her for a decade or more to come. Hopefully more. I should think more. And hopefully all of you will join us for more of her adventure cat videos.
I love how poetic it is that we found her when we were camping, when we were just starting with truck camping. It was a year plus before we even started our channel. And with the winters up here in Canada, it's a little tricky keeping things consistent with her camping. She always kind of has to adjust back to the life after winter's over. But it's been an absolute pleasure bringing her along on our adventures. We love having her here. We love being able to share those adventures with you folks. And I think Sunny's a very lucky cat. She gets to see all kinds of things that some cats, I don't know if cats dream of going on adventures like this. So I don't know if saying cats can only dream of is accurate, but she gets to see a lot of cool stuff.
She gets a lot of churu treats for behaving well.
That's true. That's true. The universal currency. Thanks for joining us for this video, folks. We've really been wanting to do Sunny's origin story for a while. We hope you enjoyed it. She's a wonderful addition to our lives. We love her to pieces, and we look forward to having her come out with us for many other adventures to come. Hopefully she won't be so squirrely after she's come out a few more times this season. Stay classy, my friends. We will see you all next time.